Tafsir Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. We'll begin tonight's program with a recitation of the Holy Quran. Brother Bilal, may I have you come on to the podium?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات.
Some few announcements just before we begin. Tomorrow evening, how many of you guys have heard of CARE? I forgot what they stand for actually. They're the Muslim rights advocates, they're lawyers usually. So for example, let's say you're being bullied at school, or if maybe you get stopped, for example, while traveling. They help you with with lawyers and everything, and fight for your civil rights, right? So they'll be coming tomorrow to present a couple of things, and also they'll have a table outside as well. Inshallah, they're trying to do some more outreach, especially within the Shia community, right? The brother who will be presenting tomorrow is also Shia as well, so he'll be upstairs, he'll be presenting, and then he'll come downstairs, and then there's also a table outside where you can get more information. We're planning on doing a Know Your Rights While Traveling seminar with them just before Arba'in. So just that way, if you are going for Arba'in or doing Ziyara or anytime soon, if you get questions, what are your rights, what should you answer, what you don't have to answer, right? Those type of things, do's and don'ts while traveling. It's very important for us to be aware of. So that's going to be tomorrow. Also, as you guys all know, Sunday is Jalus, which is at 1 p.m. I have some of you guys have already come forth as wanting to volunteer to do distribution of the water bottles, also reciting poetry, as well as handing out some pamphlets and whatnot, and engaging with the non-Muslim crowd in particular. So anyone else who was interested, just let me know. I'll put you on the list. That way we can coordinate together. And also, I may send you some information as well, quick talking points, right? So if someone approaches you and asks you, hey, what is this? Why are you guys beating your chest? And you'll have a consistent answer that we can all give across, right? Sometimes what ends up happening is depending on who they ask, you get different answers. And the person leaves you more confused. Okay, what is going on here? So this way we'll have some more, there'll be some consistency in the response. What else? After the program ends, meaning, I should say, when the Mulana finishes his recitation, his speech, there is matam that we will have tonight and the following nights as well. Please make sure you guys stay for that. I know a lot of you guys want to go upstairs, and because the problem is upstairs there's not enough room in the main hall. And then what ends up happening is either you guys get pushed outside or you end up in the hallway. So if we can stay here longer, that way it'll help with the crowd control and everything else. And plus, it's good, it's safer for you guys anyway. So let's stay it as long as we can, and then we'll go upstairs. Friday, which is tomorrow, there will be a formal or informal, formal, whatever, however you want to call it, Q&A session with the Maulana after the program. So if you have any questions, you can definitely use Slido right now and send those messages, those questions over to Maulana, before the program. But you'll also have the opportunity to ask those questions in the program as well. Okay, that's tomorrow. So just make sure you let your parents know, whoever's taking, that you may be staying a little bit longer, or so that at least you can coordinate this in that way. All right. So let's begin. Where is Brother Jaz? Brother Jaz? Salawat. Allah.
Muhammad wal Muhammad salawat. کی نگاہوں سے میرا زخم چھپانا، اماں کی نگاہوں سے میرا زخم چھپانا، کہ بابا میرے سینے میں سے نہ ٹوٹے گئی ہے، اماں کی نگاہوں سے میرا زخم چھپانا، جی چاہتا ہے آپ کی تسلیم کو اٹھوں، رتبے کا تقاضا ہے کہ تعظیم کو اٹھوں، اور مشکل ہے مگر ہاتھ کلے جیسے ہٹانا، کہ بابا میرے سینے میں سے نہ ٹوٹے گئے ہے، اماں کی نگاہوں سے میرا زخم چھپانا، اور اس طرح کلیجے میں اتر آئی ہے بچی، سینہ نہیں ارمان بھی ماں کے ہوئے زخمی، اور چاہا تھا میری ماں نے مجھے دلہا بنانا، کہ بابا میرے سینے میں سے نہ ٹوٹے گئی ہے، اماں کی سے میرا زخم چھپانا، اور میں جانتا ہوں ضد وہ بہت تم سے کرے گی، تنہا تم ہے زینب کبھی آنے نہیں دے گی، اور مقتل سے میری پالنے والی کو نہ لانا، او یہ سوچے کہ اکبر کا پھٹا جاتا ہے سینہ، کی آواز نہ سن لے کہیں معصوم سکینہ، اور سجادے کو آہستہ ذرا جا کے بتانا کہ بابا میرے سینے میں سنا ٹوٹے گئی ہے، اماں کی نگاہوں سے میرا زخم چھپانا، پر محمد وال محمد صلوات.
Just a quick reminder, because I just got a text. The Slido meeting ID is 583-1727. Again, the number is 583-1727. I'll also have it sent out again to the center broadcast, so everyone should get the text if you're on that list. If you're not on that list, let me know. I can get you on that list as well. That way, when for tomorrow's Q&A, if you can, again, ask those questions beforehand, make it a little bit easier. But again, it's not a requirement, of course. Okay, great. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala. I now invite Maulana Hujjatul Islam, Syed Baqar Raza Rizvi to the member. Salawat.
Please recite the salawat. It's Shab Jum'ah, the Thursday night. Please recite one Fatiha with 3 times Surah Ikhlas for all the Amwat, all the Marhumin Shuhada and Ulama Shuhada and Ulama of Millat Jafria, and especially your Marhumin. Please recite Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Salawat. Allahumma salli. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله حسين بن علي عليه السلام: ماذا وجد من فقدك ومن الذي فقد من وجدك. Salawat. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us another opportunity to sit down and talk about Imam Hussain, Karbala, and all the shuhada, his ashab, his Ahl Bayt, one by one, and try to connect ourselves with the whole family of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As these shuhada Karbala, the Ahl Bayt alayhi salam, they were the real Ahl Bayt of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The discussion of who is Ahl Bayt and who is not Ahl Bayt should be discussed under the light of the Sirah Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you are family of Rasulullah and you are following the Sirah, the path Rasulullah walked on, then you are the real Ahl Bayt. I'm talking about the real family there. If you are not, then you are not. Because Hazrat Nuh had a wife, other people had Hazrat Nuh had a son, and they were not known as their Ahl Bayt. Quran says that this son, you said that he has to be on my ship, he's not your Ahl Bayt. Leave him. It's not harsh, brothers and sisters, that na'udzubillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is harsh. There's a system. If you are like a person who is close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you are among him. Otherwise, you are not. Similarly, if I think that I am a Shia and I have a black amama on, shows that I'm a Syed, and I do anything wrong, that black amama, that Syed with my name is not going to help me. The Shia in my name is not going to help me, right? Who's going to help us? Imam Hussain. How? Not just by taking his name. To walk on the seerah of Imam Hussain. So we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have this opportunity to discuss about these things and come to these majalis with this thinking in our head. We have to be a real Shia, the real follower, a person who knows Imam Hussain, who loves Imam Hussain, not on the superficial way, a little bit in depth, by knowing him, by knowing the personality of Imam Hussain, by knowing what he was doing, by knowing his path. A love of Imam Hussain, as like we discussed it before, on just superficial way. Again, I'm not talking against that. Any love is accepted by him. But the level of ma'rifah, level of how much you know Imam Hussain, increases your level, increases your wujud. Now what wujud is? So this is the discussion for today, that we're going to talk about wujud, wajibul wujud, mumkinul wujud, and try to explain it a little bit. Please recite salawat. Please recite another salawat. So connecting our discussion, we actually left the last night. I just was explaining this hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Please recite salawat. And we touched that hadith. I gave a little bit explanation and we moved on. So I'm gonna start from the same place we left from, and then inshallah we'll go forward. So the hadith says, إنما يدرك الخير كله بالعقل ولا دين لمن لا عقل له. Aql, what aql is? Aql is the instrument provided to insan, through which he knows every khair. And then Rasulullah adds on that anybody who doesn't have aql doesn't have deen, right? So na'uzubillah, does it mean that Allah Ta'ala didn't give him aql, so he has no deen? No. course, we don't think that Rasulullah is saying about these things, right? He has given the aql, but he is not using it, right? So Rasulullah is saying that aql is given. Aql is the thing which is differentiating you from animals. Where aql, we can ponder, we can think, and we can reach to some natija, to some result, to some place. We can change ourselves. This thing is called aql, and through which I can differentiate between right and wrong. Not only differentiate, but this aql actually pushes me towards the right way as well. So that's the kind of like a summarized version of what aql is in Islam. We have a hadith like this, the one hadith from Imam Ali, that aql is something through which you follow the commands of Allah, right? Aql is intellect, is the intellect in Islamic way, in Islamic vocabulary, which makes you the follower of Allah, which makes you realize that, again coming back to our discussion, that you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your life as a center, that you believe in a system, in a nizam, which is God-centric, Allah-centric. I'm keep saying nizam and system, and some of the brothers last night were talking about that too, that if there's no system and nizam, does it mean that we cannot reach to our, where we have to reach as human beings? That is true, but nizam doesn't mean, the thing is this, that, we cannot reach there. But nizam doesn't mean that you have to have a political system, you have to have a, city or a country. In our zat, we have a nizam. Within ourself, there's a hadith, and it kind of portrayed human beings as a place where you have junud aql wa jahl. Junud is from jund. Jund means army. So within ourselves, we have armies of aql and jahl. We have the army of Yazid and Hussain within ourselves. So this nizam I'm talking about, the system I'm talking about, before I implement it on my family members, and then on my community, and then Muslim Ummah, and then Shia community, and the country I'm living in, I have to do it for myself, on myself. If I am in my thinking not God-centric, then nothing is going to happen, right? It's asking from a person who lacks something. For example, you ask me that, Maulana, give me $1 million. I have never seen $1 million in my life, right? So how am I going to give it to you? So faqad al-shay cannot be a'ta al-shay. I have the fuqdan of this thing, I cannot give it to someone else. If in my life, myself is not God-centric, I cannot make other people God-centric. What are the signs of being God-centric? Just giving you a small sign. A little bit difficult, and again, it doesn't mean if I don't work to the T to that, then I'm not God-centric. Just to give an example, probably you can give me another example, a better example. I am sitting, doing nothing, and there's salat time. Would I get up and read salat at the same time or not? I'm not talking about wajib and haram here, brothers and sisters. Salat time till it qaza. But do I wait till it gets qaza or gets close to qaza, or when I hear adhan, I get up and read namaz? These are the small tests we can test ourselves with, that if I am God-centric or not. There was a little bit more difficult thing like this, but that's for ulama. I didn't ask you brothers and myself as well for that. And the ulama gave the example, like if, let's say you are writing one thing, and there was one good video from Islamic Republic. When they showed the Adhan Salat, they showed everyone, like 2-3 scenarios when people are in the middle of doing something. For example, there's a person who is drawing a drawing, a person writing something. So he was writing while he heard Azan, he left the pen right there, got up, did wuzu, and did namaz. That's our ulama. Inshallah, when we go step by step, we'll reach there. But whatever we are doing, we'll just leave it right then and there and become mutawajjah. Have all our senses towards an entity who gave us wujud, not life. When we talk about wujud, the life and wujud are different. Annihilation and death are different. Please recite the salawat. So the aql, we were discussing about aql, right? We reached to that point when we said that the aql, the brain we have in our head, has the analytical powers, right? And we differentiated and we kind of discussed it, that there was one sensory or sensorial aspect of our analysis in our brain when we get the information from our environment through our senses, the 5 senses, right? And then there is a higher level of analytical aspects or the levels of brain to analyze universal facts or universal truths, right? What was the example I gave you? MashaAllah. So usually our teacher, you know what they used to do when I'm absent, for example, if I'm absent and I'm coming next day, they ask the question. So the brother was absent, you need to answer this question. Please recite salawat. But he already answered that. So 2 + 2 is 4, right? That's a universal fact. Another universal fact, a little bit, I just give the really small example so everybody would know it, is known as that 2 contradicting things or ideas cannot be together at the same time, same place, and the same way. In Farsi or Urdu or Arabic, we call it ijtimai naqidain. Naqidain, naqid means things which are contradicting. Ijtima, that they are not gathered together at the same time, same place, the same way. For example, that's a universal truth. Do we believe in that? When I give the example, inshallah, we will know that. I'm sitting right now here. Raza Rizvi is talking to you. Same time, same place, same way. I'm not present and I'm not talking to you. Cannot be possible. Even a 7-year-old or 5-year-old would know that. Same time, same place, and same way, though. This is kind of a qad. Why? For example, I'm here right now. An hour ago, I was not here. So these are 2. I can say I am here, but I was not here. So now there's a time difference. And the time difference, I was not, now I am. Same haythiyah or same way or same capacity is like this. I'm a father of 4 children, mashallah. I'm not a grandfather right now. So my haythiyah, my title right now is a father. As a father, I exist. But as a grandfather, I don't. So this, when the haythiyah change, that can change. Place, I'm here, but I'm not somewhere else, right? I was in my house, but now I'm not in there, but I'm here. So these are not naqizan. That's why I gave you this thing, that the same time, same place, and the same way. That is not possible. That right now, in the same place, in the same haysiyah of talking to you from the mimbar, I am present and I am absent at the same time. Inshallah, you are getting what I'm saying, right? Please recite salawat. So this is known as ijtima' naqizan. That is muhal, that's not possible. And everybody knows that. Where am I getting with that? This universal principles of ijtima' naqizan, 2 plus 2 is 4, are universal. They're unchangeable. And when we relate it to our discussion of reality, that is unchangeable reality. So we get to the point where we are making a claim, right? That reality is unchangeable and it's universal. So with these two examples, I prove that the reality is unchangeable and it's universal. It's for everyone. But there are some realities which are not fake. We talked about fake realities before. But they are changeable, right? Give an example of a colorblind person. So a colorblind person cannot see a red color. He sees red color, well, there are different categories, but there's one category where he cannot see the red color. He sees red as an amber color. So for him, red color doesn't exist. But a person who is not colorblind, he can differentiate between amber and red. So the reality, the personal, not personalized, the personal, subjective reality of this colorblind person is this, that every red color is an amber color. And the personal reality of a regular person, a non-colorblind person is this, that there are two colors, one is red and one is amber. The natija I'm trying to take you from, that's why I asked you brothers to bring coffee and chai and whatever you want to bring if you have outside. Because it looks like you guys are not following me. If you're following me, please say salawat. The natija I'm trying to get here is this, that when I made a statement before that the reality is universal and not subjective, it was about fake realities. But there are few realities which are innately subjective. Like me, I'm an individual. I cannot forget or I cannot just mix my individuality to anyone else. I'm doing these things because we are getting into the wujud bahas. I warned you before that this discussion is gonna get really, really dry and difficult, but you keep coming here, so it's not my fault. Please say salawat. So this subjective reality, there's nothing wrong with it. It has to be there. It is there. This is reality. Right? Why did I give the example of colorblind person? Because even for this colorblind person and a person who is not colorblind, the principle or universal realities are the same. It's something different in his eye, in his perception, in his sensorial system of his body that he is watching or seeing red color as an amber color. So we have to make this distinction that there are some realities which could be personal and perceptive, and there are some universal realities. The perceptive, individualistic, subjective realities are changeable with different subjects, different people, but the principle or the universal realities, they're unchangeable. Unless, again, if the higher brain, a person is not able to analyze things on his higher level, then he wouldn't know that ijtima' naqizan is not possible and 2 plus 2 is not 4. For example, if you ask a 2-year-old, probably she or he wouldn't be able to answer that. because his brain or her brain is not developed that much. I'm talking about the developed brain. So when we say this, what does it mean? It means that in our life there are things which are changeable. That's how the divine design is. Allah Ta'ala has created us in the way that He gave us some freedom of our individuality, and somewhere He said, no, these things are not going to change. For example, I can like black color or red color or something else, but liking a religion has to come to the higher levels. Because religion, choosing a God, let's say we have different gods. Well, we don't have different gods, but with people perception, I have to have only one true God, only one true religion, only one true path. Because the religion, the God, the divinity are the universal realities. The problem we get, brothers and sisters, is this: when we mix up these two things together. I'll give an example to you. The Desi people like me, they love to have their kids raised like they are. They should wear kurta shalwar, bada acha bachcha kurta shalwar pehanta hai. They need to know nahari, they should eat nahari, biryani, mirche, right? But I sometimes put this thing that he's eating nahari or he's reading namaz together. It looks like it's a joke, but believe me, that's how our brain is working sometimes. And for me, it looks like a joke to me too. Baba, you came from Pakistan or India, you think that Muslims only eat mirchi? The Arabs and Iranians don't. We need to make this distinction. Again, I'm a Desi person too, I'm an immigrant too. I like when my son wears kurta shalwar. But do I have to apply on him that, okay, you have to wear this kind of clothes, eat this kind of food, just like I have to apply and imply him reading namaz? Sometimes I have to make choice. They will be the same level and I have to make a choice that, okay, if he is not wearing kurta shalwar, that's fine. I'll give him this freedom. I'm learning from the seerah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Give this individual some freedom. Let him live, give him actually some personal realities, but don't let him mix this personal reality to the universal reality. I shouldn't mix up these two things, brothers and sisters. I don't know if this example made sense with the point I was making or not. Please recite salawat. If you have question, well, I think in Majlis it doesn't look that good that we go back and forth, but like yesterday one brother just said that, can you translate this thing again? And I translated it. That will be fine. But if you are going really back and forth, then probably it wouldn't be that great. So if you don't understand anything or you say that I didn't understand, repeat it or give another example, I'll do that. So recite another salawat. The other point we got from this example is this, that our sensorial, again, I don't want to use difficult words, the sensory part of our brain, we think that it is flawless. And through that, we can reach to reality quickly, and the reality would be more evident through our 5 senses. And these are the discussions happening in, philosophy. For example, skeptics, the way we have learned them. Again, skeptics and skepticism has a big thing, discussion, different types. But the way we are seeing skepticism through the lens of Islamic philosophy, it's like that. So skeptic is a person who questions everything, to the extent that he questions his wujud. There is no point he can reach to certainty in any way or any time. That's what a skeptic is. Islamic philosophers don't believe in that. We call it safsata. So we have falsafa and safsata, or safsata. So safsata is a person who is skeptic about everything. Why do they do that? The point here, root is this, that they believe the sensorial part, the sensory part, our five senses are the only means to get to reality. But that is not true, right? You know, when you talk to an atheist or a person who doesn't believe in God, he said like, okay, God exists, tell me where he is. Tell me if I can see him. You ask him, sun exists? Tell me where it is. The light is here. No, I want to see it. You see it and you're going to burn your, rachna, right? So in this madiyat, in this physical world, there are few things which cannot be sensed by our five senses. Or when we perceive them, the perception is wrong. Giving you an example, take a straw, put it in a glass of water, and you see it crooked, right? Did you guys do it? MashaAllah. Even the kids are saying they did it. So I believe that the big brothers did too, right? A simple physical chemistry lab experiment or observation. It's crooked. Why? Because the ability, is it something wrong with my eye? Do I have to go to an eye doctor and say, doctor, I cannot see a straw straight when it's dipped in a water? You say, you know what, you need to learn more. It's not a pathology. Our eye is designed to make this mistake. If I don't see, as a matter of fact, if I don't see it crooked, then there's a problem with my eye. So our five senses, physical senses, are that limited. How can we say that if we cannot see it, it doesn't exist? So this is one of the things that was against skepticism. And why is it so? Because these ideas, these theories, they are always, and in different places, they are given to our children and us to engage us in different discussions. So we have to be, it's right now, I just opened a discussion, I didn't finish it, tried to give you some answers. They might not be the ultimate answer for those shubhat or those questions. But at least from these majalis, we need to know that how do we have to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How do we have to know ourselves? Coming back to ourselves, with these tangible five senses, I cannot feel love, I cannot feel hatred, I cannot feel anger. You can go and say, okay, yeah, when you're angry or when you're, fight and flight reflex the body has, some hormones secretes, your blood pressure rises, your pupil become dilated. So this is all physical. Yeah, these are the reason because of a thing called fight or flight, or fight, or when you are like in stress. But can you touch stress out in the outside world? You cannot. Can you take it out, put it there in front of someone and say, touch it, this is stress. See, it's like rubber. No. You feel it. So this understanding of yourself is wujdani. It's from within. Like we were talking about ilm huduri. That's ilm huduri. Not perceptive, not taught, but felt. Taught to that level that, okay, we name it huduri and husuli, but when we feel it, it's huzuri. That's not taught, right? So what happened that people became like this, the skeptics become like this, that, you know what, I don't even believe that if I exist or not. It looks like a really childish thing to say, right? Somebody said that I think that's why I exist. Well, it has some flaws as well too. Well, but this is an example. It happened, why? Because Quran says in Surah Hashr, ayah number 19, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم نسوا الله فانساهم أنفسهم. Nasu as nisyan. They forgot Allah, so Allah made them forget themselves. Again, when you are detached from the true reality, you yourself become unreal. You yourself will be in oblivion. That is the system. It's not like when you forgot Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah ta'ala sent Jibreel and Hazrat Israel to bring an adha for you. No. That's the consequence of not knowing Allah, forgetting Allah, that you forget yourself. That you value yourself with the things, attaching with the things which has less value than you. Like inanimate objects, like cars, like name brand clothes, like gold, silver, diamond. These are stones and minerals. If I attach myself with them to increase my value, I have forgotten myself. Don't say, does gold shouldn't have any value. No, I'm not talking about this. We're not collapsing that system of, business and all those things. It's all well and good. But if I attach myself, you have money, buy a really good car. No problem with that. But if I think that, oh my God, I have to get it so I can show it off, then you are attaching to an inanimate object, a mineral. See, my fiance gave me a ring which is like, 5 carats. I don't know how many carats there are in diamond. I have to show off. See, sister? Baba, whom are you marrying to? Is he insan or not? First of all, ask that. He might be a millionaire, probably not an insan. To buy 20,000 engagement ring. If you have money, go ahead, Bismillah. But make sure that that person who is giving you is just not trying to, please brace yourself, trying to buy you, trying to buy your love. These are real problems, brothers and sisters. Nasu Allah is a big problem. When you forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you don't know what your worth is, it trickles down in every walk of our life. Our love, our personal life, our domestic life, our, the family life. Everything is attached to that. It's a real problem. I'll just mention it and I'll go there. It's not my topic. I am really hesitant speaking about it because it's really touchy business. The way the youth is trying to find a spouse. I had some experiences, talked to some youth, and I was like really amazed. I was amazed. I thought maybe I am not 43 years old, it's like 403 years old right now. I never thought of that, even not me. You'll say, Maulana, you were like this, introvert, went to Qom and did that and do that. Even those people who are living in this world trying to, kind of show off and do things, not show off, but have a good worldly life, they were not thinking in this way. Beauty, Maulana, she has to be most beautiful girl. Baba, You know, these most beautiful girls you see in the screen, they have 500 filters on them. The makeup, first of all. Then they have the digital filters. I didn't even know that, seriously. I'm that technologically, what you call that, challenged. I didn't even know that. That iPhone and those people have apps that you put on your face and, oh my God, I'll look like a celebrity right now. If I put it right now here. You see those girls, or probably see their Facebook, and when then you see that, oh my God, what happened? You were, in Facebook you were like this, what happened to you? Living in our fake realities. I wouldn't mention that if I didn't see that, because I didn't know that. And it's not only about you brothers who are saying filtered girls, the sisters are like this too. They want to marry a Hulk or something like that, you know, muscular muscles are just coming out from every part of their body. Baba, what do you want to do with them? You want them to like lift the car and just put you in this? What do you want to do? A trim and slim and what? They have to be trim. Don't say that. We have to be trim Islamically. We have to look good. But there's a had for that. There should be some reality for that. And there should be some percentage of a person you're trying to get married to. The physical looks and physical beauty is not everything. Believe me, it dies off. Right now you're 18 years old, 20 years old, 24 years old. It doesn't look like that it's gonna go. Above 40, I just bought my reading glasses. Yeah, everything goes down. Everything goes down. I'm not wearing it from in front of you, so I look a little bit cool. Otherwise, I would look totally uncool. Over there in my pocket. That's your physical world. That's not reality, brothers and sisters. Please, I beg you, and me, myself too, change our mindset. Change our mindset. Don't fall for it. I get married to a most beautiful girl, and when she opens the mouth, I say, wow, she doesn't even know how to speak. That's how you want to live with? Or there's no match in your personalities? Nothing is going on, just the looks? That's not going to work. That's not going to fly. That's why one of my friend jokingly said, which is actually a sad thing, that Maulana, you memorize talaq, sigha, and you come to our community. Everything will be paid off. There are more nikah sighas than talaq sighas in our community. Living in our fake realities with the iPhone filters on them. Nasu Allah, fansahum anfusahum. Please recite salawat. Now, if you give me ijazah, I'm going to give you another thing. We are entering to the wujud bahas. Brother asked me to do the reality bahas. We did a little bit. I don't know how much I delivered it and how much you get it from that. But that's why we have this question and answer session, and then we have this Slido. But now we are going to get into the wujud bahas. Again, I'm going to do the same trick I did yesterday. I'll just start it and leave it so we can finish it tomorrow. So coming back to our title, when we say that knowing oneself, it's like knowing yourself in a wujudi system. So what is wujudi system? Wujud translated as existence, right? Anything, in a simple way, in this room, anything you can see, just to start with, has a wujud. This mic has a wujud, this member has a wujud, my tablet has a wujud, I have a wujud. Some wujud are animate. We have a lot of bacteria, not the bad ones, inshallah. And the virus is here, not inshallah coronavirus. In the room, they're, animate objects. Ourselves, we are living beings. There's everything is a wujud. Right? The system, all of these wujud, all of these existences have some cause. What is the cause of this tablet? Apple made it. What is the cause of this mic? I don't know which company is that, but one technology, one person, an engineer made this. What is the cause of myself? Allah Ta'ala has made me, right? Through some other people. Like my mother is my cause. Her mother is her cause, right? So the thing is that in the mawjudat, the existential system where there are different existences, the system is based on cause and effect. In Arabic we call it illatu ma'lul. Every effect, which is ma'lul, has a cause. Everything, every phenomena, every thought is coming in your mind has a cause. Your brain, your intellect is the cause of the thoughts coming in your mind. Right? So we are living in a system of causes and effects. Through that, inshallah, we are going to go to the bahath of wujud, the discussion of wujud. And why is it important? Because the title of our majalis is this, knowing ourselves. So in the wujudi system, in the system of cause and effect, we need to know where do we reside. Just to giving it in a nutshell, I have given it to you before. In that system, there's one khaliq and makhluq. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the khaliq, and all the effects he has, we are the biggest ones. We are on the highest level of those effects. So inshallah, we'll just park this discussion here and continue it from tomorrow. Please recite a salawat. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله الآخر الأحد مني لزيارتكم السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Brothers and sisters, as the days are passing, we are getting close to Ashura. And inshallah, we ask Imam Hussain, I personally ask Imam Hussain today, to give us something which you worth it, not us. Don't see us. When you get attached to Imam Hussain, the love of Imam Hussain, the ishq of Imam Hussain is so powerful that it changes Zuhair ibn Qayn from an Uthmani to a Shia. It changes Wahhabi Kalbi from a Christian to a Muslim, to a Muwahid. The love of Hussain can change us, transform us. The only thing is this, that we should be on the recipient part, position. We should be able to receive what Hussain can give us. The love of Hussain is so powerful that in Karbala you see miracles. I can never, like I said before, I have 4 kids. I can never imagine how much a mother loves her children. I can never ever imagine that. But in Karbala you see these children, the teenagers, were coming in front of Imam Hussain, crying and asking him to send them to battlefield. And among all these children, the best of them is whom? The yatim of Imam Hassan. The orphan of Imam Hassan, Qasim ibn Hassan. This son of Imam Hassan has said those things, brothers and sisters, which are ideal for our lives. If I am in the Shab-e-Ashur, sitting in the tent of Imam Hussain, when Imam Hussain is talking about Shahadat and what's going to happen tomorrow, what would be going on in my mind? I don't know. You know what was going on in Qasim's mind? That would I be included in these shuhada? A 13-year-old, not only thinking that, asking Imam. And Imam didn't answer. I don't know, when these kind of questions were asked from Imam, what was the condition of his heart? Imam didn't answer. He said, like, "O Qasim, how do you feel shahada?" Ahla min asal, sweeter than honey. The yatim of Imam Hassan is representing Imam. You know what they said? They said that in Roza Ashur, the day of Ashur, Imam Hussain was trying to not talk to him, kind of ignore him, because he knew that the thing he has in his eyes and on his tongue is that, "Oh Amma, oh Ammu, let me go and sacrifice myself for you." To that extent that Qasim was walking behind Imam Hussain. One time he started kissing his hands till his feet, asking him, "Oh Ammu, please let me go." These are the miracles, brothers and sisters. I will say, Qasim, you were really brave. But again, braver than you was your Ammu. How did Imam Hussain saw Imam Hassan getting martyred on his bed, and now he know all the ahadith that you gotta take care of yatim, you gotta take care of orphans. Now his dear brother's orphan in front of him, asking him to go to the battlefield and not get killed, change into pieces in few hours, in few minutes. You know why, brothers and sisters? Because Qasim was so small that one armor was not able to fit on his body. So when he went outside, he was wearing only one shirt. And when he got killed, people killed him and changed him into pieces. Hussain.
शबी है पैगंबर अकबर नौह करे माँ शाह का दिल बर अकबर नौह करे माँ शबी है पैगंबर अकबर नौह करे माँ शाह का दिल बर अकबर नौह करे माँ अरमान बहुत था मैं तेरी शादी रचाऊं अरमान बहुत था मैं तेरी शादी रचाऊं एक रोज दुल्हन चांद सी मैं ब्याह कहलाऊं एक रोज दुल्हन चांद सी मैं ब्याह कहलाऊं पर लाश पे रोती है तेरी कोख जली माँ شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں زندات تمہیں دیکھ کے اب کیسے جئیں گے زندات تمہیں دیکھ کے اب کیسے جئیں گے سوچا تھا تیرے بیاہ کی پوشاک سیئیں گے سوچا تھا تیرے بیاہ کی پوشاک سیئیں گے پوشاک سیئیں گے پر تجھ کو کفن بھی نہ ملا ہائے میری جان شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں روتی ہے پھوپھی جس نے تجھے لاڈ سے پالا روتی ہے پھوپھی جس نے تجھے لاڈ سے پالا تم کیا گئے رخصت ہوا اس گھر سے اجالا تم کیا گئے رخصت ہوا اس گھر سے اجالا اس گھر سے اجالا ایک باپ ضعیفی میں ہوا بے سر و سامان شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں بیمار بہن تکتی ہے بیٹا تیرا رستہ بیمار بہن تکتی ہے بیٹا تیرا رستہ پردیس میں آئے تو رہا یاد نہ وعدہ پردیس میں آئے تو رہا یاد نہ وعدہ یاد نہ وعدہ مقتل کیا آباد مدینہ کیا ویراں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں پھرتا ہے میری آنکھ میں اب تک وہی منظر پھرتا ہے میری آنکھ میں اب تک وہی منظر اے جان پدر نور نظر اے علی اکبر اے جان پدر نور نظر اے علی اکبر اے علی اکبر ہم شکل نبی کہتے تھے تم کو شہ ذیشان شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شبیہ پیغمبر اکبر نوح کرے ماں شاہ کا دل بر